Welcome back, folks, to our Fill Your Cuppa Support Together podcast. This is season 3, episode 10. I am your host, Mrs. O, and on my right, I have Una Mary Leonard.
Hello.
And on my left, I have a very special guest today, run the whole way from Dromore, Áine Donnelly.
Hello. You're very welcome, Áine.
Thank you.
So Áine is our special guest today. She's one of our S2 mums in our wee Support Together community, and she loves a wee bit of running.
You do?
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit of run.
Áine has a fundraiser going at the moment, folks, and if you'll probably see it on our Facebook page. We're sharing away. She's doing the Omagh Half Marathon.
Yep.
In need of Support Together this year. Áine, do you want to tell us a wee bit about yourself and I suppose how you've come to Support Together?
Yeah. So I am a mum of 4.
Busy.
It is indeed. And when you tally their ages, it's even busier.
2 was enough for me.
My eldest, Fiona, she's 7. And then I have Kevin, Ciara and Kuan, and they're 3, 2 and 1.
There's no electric in your place.
No.
He's
You
bored.
don't know what was causing it, no?
No. The best one I ever told was, I just love having kids.
Uh-huh.
You do?
I do, yeah.
And I heard you earlier on because you like the name, but I might go again.
I might go again.
No, maybe Mum didn't have that.
Yeah.
I'll call my dog that.
That's a good idea.
There you go.
Or the cat.
New
Or
dog.
something or anyone. No more babies. Shop shut.
Uh-huh.
We have 4 wee ones.
Yes. So I joined Support Together in June 2022. I was pregnant with Ciara.
Mm-hmm.
I actually remember the phone call because I was with Bridge McLaughlin time getting reflexology, and I had a tough time with Kevin, and I was quite anxious when I was pregnant with Ciara that sort of same would happen again. And Bridge had said, "I'll speak to Una, see if she give you a wee tinkle," and that's it. And I was walking around Primark. I think I was getting stuff from my hospital bag, probably. And the phone rang, and I was like, "Don't know this number," and it was Una.
Mm-hmm.
It was me.
And I don't actually really remember the conversation. And then I think maybe the week after that, or not long after, I spoke to
Lisa.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say Jill. And then I had Ciara in August.
And you've been with us since.
I went to the group when Ciara was 5 weeks old.
Did we get
So
together?
you were saying, did you feel you had antenatal depression and
Yes,
anxiety?
I would have had an awful lot of anxiety with Ciara's pregnancy.
Yeah.
And it...
Yeah.
Because I had such a tough time with Kevin. Like, Kevin was a COVID baby. Like, he was born in a full lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Laboured for a few days and then ended up in emergency section. And it was once Kevin left, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wasn't allowed back up to maternity.
Yeah.
That's tough. And then after 12 hours of Kevin being born, he was taken to neonatal. He was at that time very sick.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to go through that all by yourself.
Yeah.
So it was
Because
very
you knew
isolating.
what it was like with the first.
If
a
he
lot of
had been my
mummies wouldn't have
first,
yeah.
it would have been probably
No different.
this normal.
Yeah.
Whereas with Fiona, like, Fiona's born at 8 o'clock in the morning. I visited up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you didn't have Kevin.
No.
Even with the second, and that was so
weren't allowed
lonely and
we actually
scary.
weren't even allowed into neonatal together. You had to go in separately.
Yes.
And then it would have took him and a nurse, or him and one of the nurses, take me out of the chair
Mm-hmm.
because I was the emergency section. I was so sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like once I got into the porter's chair, it was like, right, out you go.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin be like, right, can you come back down now? We would have to ring.
Aye, like to swap places.
Yeah, to swap
Here,
places.
you imagine that it all happened, like
So
lockdown and COVID all
And you're
happened.
looking
Like,
back now going, it actually now since I've had Kuan and Ciara, it was nice because there was no visitors.
yeah.
And it was just, when we had Ciara was my healer. Ciara was my healing birth. I needed her to be good.
So that's your third.
Yes,
Hold on,
she
now
was
we-
my third.
See, we have to. That's
I'm jumping
that's
back
why
and
I'm
forth.
going back to you. So why I'm saying to you, and I know Ciara's going to say something too. Bridge McLaughlin, Bridge is a very close champion of Support Together.
yes.
Bridge would have worked with us over the years. Bridge is retired health visitor and she does reflexology. So you would have been tempting Bridge for antenatal reflexology.
Yeah, for all of my pregnancies.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Even before I was with S2 or even knew about S2,
Yeah.
I was with Breach.
Yeah.
yeah,
She was just an angel.
she
her
was
that-
your haven.
Yeah. She was the one then that
I used to
pointed in
walk
the
to
direction
her
of us.
house,
Yeah.
from my house to her house, every Friday night for reflexology and walked home again.
Mm-hmm.
She's only about a mile and a half from my
Oh
house.
no, but that's all hill.
And there was one real big one. You're like,
But you know you're into running because I would have just gone, no, I'm going to drive though, and
get
I'm
in
not
the car.
walking that. So
I enjoyed the wee walk. It was like, that's another half hour's piece before
well, that's
That was
it.
just
See,
peace and
you've
quiet.
seen it benefit.
Yeah, I loved it. Bridge, do you want me to leave you home? Nope.
No.
Nope, because then I'm home quicker.
No.
Yeah, I get that. So we'll probably kind of slow you down in the sense of what baby, because you're 4. Yeah. So it's just, what one's that now, baby? 1,
Which
2,
one?
3, 4.
Yes.
So you had connected in with Support Together before Era was born.
Yeah.
And I suppose you found that the antenatal anxiety was coming, and it was, suppose, from being you didn't really, it wasn't looked at after Keeving.
I definitely had postnatal depression after caving, but everybody just told me get up and get on with it. So that's what I done. And I had the loveliest health visitor at the time, and she was really pushing for me to go get help. I was like, I'm fine.
You're fine.
I really wasn't.
But you didn't see self at
No, I
all.
did not.
You got into
No.
automatic mama mode.
So everyone's like, just get back to your work.
Yeah.
I think I went back to mine. He was 7 weeks old. Yeah.
Timing.
Chiming.
So you brought more into the house.
And actually, looking back, it was insane. Like,
Yeah.
Aye.
it was madness.
So the journey then started with Support Together with Era.
And it was like weekly phone calls with Lisa.
Yeah.
And you actually nearly looked forward to them then.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, can't wait for it.
And that was not funded by the lottery. Am I right?
No, it was at the start. I guess Lisa was in with us in the office, so it was the lottery.
Was it?
Because
So it wasn't
yeah.
through the challenge. You remember the money we got over
No, it wasn't.
lockdown?
No, that wasn't coaching through the
Okay.
challenge. This was the Stand Tall Shine Bright project.
Okay.
And then Áine and Era and Keeving came to the Get Together cafes in the Aladdin's Kingdom. That's how we first met Áine, coming in
Okay.
through the door.
Cheekers.
I know. I actually went when she was 4 weeks, got to the car park. I was like, nope.
Can't go in.
And I didn't. And I
And what was that, Áine?
I just panicked and freaked out. I was like, they're all going to think I'm crazy. And no one's going to get me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nope. And I just turned in Aladdin's car park and went home.
Yeah.
And Kira's like, oh, child was up all night. I made an excuse.
Oh, we know the all excuses because we used to make them
Yeah.
too. We see right through them.
And
But if you're
then-
not ready, you're not ready.
Yeah.
So then the following week I went and I had told Kiwi we were going to Soft Play. So I was like, I sort of need to follow through on this.
Yeah.
And I went in and I just remember being like, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there was Natasha might have been expecting,
Yes.
Mhm.
and Jordan Lee's wee girl was a wee toot.
Yeah.
Lila was
Mhm.
small. There was a lot of babies at that time. Freddie was small. Who else was there?
Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
No, Kayla,
Was
I
it?
never met them until Messy Play.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she was back to work or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you'd went to the likes of, that's one of our support peer-to-peer touch points, but
Yeah.
you were held in a one-to-one capacity
First.
with phone calls. And the reason it was phone calls is you weren't able to come in because you had,
to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
well, it's
But
not,
I just didn't have
you'd nobody to
enough-
mind the
I
kids.
had no support.
And then if you were coming in for one-to-one, you wouldn't have been able to focus on your one-to-one. So you're able to do that better over the phone.
Oh yes, I was fit to just.
You must have locked them in the cupboard or something, did you?
Well, one was here, and then
She didn't lock them in the cupboard. I'm only joking.
We're gonna edit that out.
Well, Fiona would have been at school.
Fiona would have been at school,
yes.
and Kevin would have napped, and I would always time it around his
So
naps.
we worked right. It was a bit, as we would say to everybody, everybody's journey is bespoke. So
Yes.
we wouldn't have got able to get into the hub at that point, but you were able to get your one-to-ones over the phone.
And there would have been you'd have been on the phone an hour,
Oh, aye.
and like I remember crying my eyes out down the phone different times to Lisa, and I look back now, I don't even know what I was crying about. I was obviously crying about something,
Mm-hmm.
but I think with Era there was an awful lot of anxiety that I was finally fit to let out. The only other person that I was fit to voice that to was Breach.
Yeah.
And I remember like, I can't have another section. I can't do that again. I can't have another neonatal baby. What if this baby's neonatal? And
There goes the spin.
I kept doing that to myself. And that was my Friday night. And it was every week from about 28 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That was with Bridge.
and I went every Friday night. And it was the same time. It was at 8 o'clock every Friday night.
And a lot of mummies would maybe tend reflexology and they don't want to talk. It's normally just allowing that piece and getting their feet done and benefiting. But Bridge would have worked around you and your needs and what you wanted.
It would have been nice for you to talk, or nights I'd have snored.
Aye.
So she led by you. And I suppose we would say in Support Together, she met you where you're at. Like if you were ready, if you wanted to talk, Bridge was brilliant like that.
Yeah.
She allowed that time to take place, because the talking was just as beneficial as the feet.
Bridge used to rub my feet too, so I loved it.
Oh,
I know.
goodness,
I never let Bridge near my feet.
No.
Nobody gets near my feet.
No, Bridge was amazing. She was so good to me at a time where I was so lost. And I remember she did give me a leaflet and I was like, I don't have the balls to ring in here, so that's not happening. And that was just it. I just didn't have the balls.
I've just realised me and you actually is quite similar on our way in, because Bridge got me to support together.
Oh.
So she did through her health visiting with the Sheer Start.
And I think that's an important thing to say, that we do network with a lot of outside agencies, and the likes of, if a friend availed of support together, or like something on Facebook, or shared something belonging to us, you do not believe how what that would do for somebody else sitting in the house.
Yeah.
And we call that planting seeds.
Yeah.
I love planting seeds. I'm all about it. I don't physically plant seeds because I would kill every...
You're no gardener.
I'm no gardener, but emotionally are you planting seeds. And that's so important in the likes of, you know, Bridge knew the charity and believed in what we'd done.
Sat in her wee window.
Yeah. Oh, always. Yeah. And Bridge worked with us.
Yeah.
She did freelance. And then I suppose it's even the likes of planting a seed in the sense of sharing a post, telling, because people often are afraid to sharing belong to us because they think somebody's going to think they have postnatal or they've this or the on. I think it's very important
to get the word out. It's spreading awareness.
Yes.
I like doing the fundraising. I'm like, even if you can't donate, just share it.
And there's what it exactly is, Áine. Like, you're here today with us because somebody believed in the organisation of Support Together, believed that was the right place to hold you at that time. And then you found the balls because you're with us. And it's not easy.
I actually think you might even have rang me twice before I answered the phone.
And that's okay.
You probably did, yeah.
I was like, oh no, I'm in Primark. And then I was like, and then it rang again. I was like, right, no, just fuck it, just do it. Just answer the damn phone on you. Yeah, just do it.
And what was that like were you, when we did ring you, did you feel, oh, they get me, oh God, they're actually very kind? Or what was that? Did you feel a warm fuzzy, or did you feel
you sort of felt
ashamed?
Nearly like a sense of relief. You're like, oh, I can actually finally talk about this without being judged.
Brilliant.
They understand.
That was a big thing for me. Like, I would have spoke to different family members and different friends. I'm like, oh, you'd be grand. That's normal. She had a tough time last time. It's not going to happen again. I'm like, I know that, but I can't rationalise that in my head.
No.
In my head, things is just going to go ski-whiff all over again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have another neonatal baby. And Keevin was in for like 10 days. That meant at that time, I was fit to stay in Craigavon. I didn't see Fiona for 2 weeks. Because I was in for the 3
So that was baby
days.
1 you didn't see for 3 weeks, and you were neonatal with
baby 2.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get to see Fiona for the 2 weeks when I was in delivering Keevin, and then the 10 days that he was in neonatal, I didn't see her for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was awful because at that time, siblings weren't allowed into neonatal.
No.
It was all, me and Kevin weren't even allowed in together.
Yeah.
So that was very tough. And Fiona took a lot of anxiety out of that too.
Yeah.
She had a lot of separation anxiety with me after that. Till fairly recently.
Yeah. And there's where that's hard, isn't it? And that you're never going to get that time back.
Nope.
And it's important to do is to look at that. And what I'm saying is to work through it, to allow yourself that space to talk about then and what it felt like to you, and then move through it.
I find it easier to talk about how I felt then than just ignoring it, because if I ignore it, it sort of festers and it will eventually come out.
Gets bigger and bigger.
And yeah, it's just easier to be like, well, I was feeling that way. And then when the phone rang and I finally grew the balls to answer it, it was like coming off it. I think we made it on the phone like half an hour. And I was like, oh my God, they actually know how I'm feeling. And I am not, you know, you really are. You're not alone. Like,
and you're not crazy.
No, you think in your head you're absolutely mental. I remember trying to go down to a corner in Primark. No one would hear me.
No one would hear you speaking.
No one would hear me on the phone.
No.
You know where
we normally wouldn't recommend you to answer the phone now if you're out shopping or anything.
But it was down, you know where the home section is in Primark, where the pillows are? Into that corner.
Whispering in the phone.
Baskets.
Would you suppose put up the courage that day, and there was, no matter where you were, nothing was going to stop you to actually go.
The phone. I was like,
you needed that hello.
Yeah.
And start that connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
And see where it goes.
I just knew, like, I was excited to be pregnant, but I was very nervous about her delivery looming. Like, I was very nervous. I was like, what if this is going to end up a section again? And I don't want that. And da-da-da. She ended up a section anyway, but it was my choice.
Yeah. And how was it afterwards?
This is Fill Your Cuppa, the Support Together podcast, and we couldn't bring the podcast to you today without the support of Supreme Motors. Whether you're looking for something affordable or a top-tier option, Supreme have the perfect car for you, along with a commitment to exceptional care at all times. Visit suprememotors.co.uk.
With Air, it was lovely. Like, I remember going up on the Sunday, they rang me. I was a wreck. I remember Lisa ringing the Friday. I was like, they're not even taking me in. They had no bed, so they were like, it's going to be Monday or Tuesday. I was like, you can't leave me this long. She was 8 days overdue when she was born.
Oh, gosh.
And they rang on the Sunday, look, we have a bed. Can you come up? I said, yeah, no problem. Me, my hair, my makeup done. We're about to head out for dinner.
I'm away.
Sure, no better time to go and deliver away when you're looking mighty fine.
I swear to God, my hair curled, makeup done to last. The woman, the midwife goes, you're the most glamorous mummy in here today.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know about how glamorous it'll be after. Went in anyway, and they're like, no, she's not. Her head was too far back. And I just like, she's like, we can do this. I was like, no. I said, we're not doing any of that. Just give me a section.
Yeah.
And Kevin was like, what? I said, Kevin, I am not leaving for 3 days to end up the same way I did before. I said, no. Yeah. I said, I've done it before. I could do it again. I'm going to have a section. And she was like, right, okay. And she looked at her watch. The consultant was lovely. So it's 5 o'clock now. It's 9 o'clock the night suit. And I was like, oh, we're going to do it today. And then Kevin goes, I have only 7% battery in my phone. And I was like, and what? He said, I have no charger. I said, oh, well, tough. Baby's coming today. And Era was born 10 to 10 that night.
I suppose Kevin was thinking of that because that's the communication.
Yeah.
The men are normally the ones that link out to the outside world
So
and inform them.
Take my phone.
Yeah.
But walked to theatre, dawdled down, and I lay down. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Why have I done this? Panicked. And underneath this was lovely. He's like, what kind of music do you like? And I was like, what do you mean? This is your room. What do you like? I said, oh, not all do right.
Total different experience than what you had with
Keeving. They just pushed a button behind my head. The room filled. They couldn't get the spinal block in quick enough. It was rush. He was born within minutes.
Yeah.
So what was the difference there then?
There was no panic. Everything was easy going and it was just so much more relaxed. Like I knew what was happening. There was no panic to get this child out. And
did you have a sense of control?
Yes, I was very much in control. Now I did panic and she's like, I'm going to 9 o'clock tonight. I was like, today? She's like, when you're here? I was like, what? You're not going to send me home? And then she's like, but you have everything with you. I was like,
but you my insurance is to come back in tomorrow morning and we'll take you. No.
I know, then you'd be like, oh, just take me a night. She did. You wouldn't be happy either way.
So was that, you had, that was 3 sections?
No, Fiona was a
vaginal?
Yeah.
Okay, that's baby one.
Baby one was vaginal, and Kiwi's the emergency section, and then Era and Coom were both plant sections.
If you didn't mind, and you can answer it or whatever, but it could even plant a seed of thought. You're a runner, so you've ran all your life running to something.
Yeah.
Is it something about that? Somebody who's very fit?
I don't know, because I would have said yes, and then my friend, she had 2. And she would have went early and she blamed the run for going early, but she had 2 normal deliveries. No issues.
All right. So she did. She wasn't fit.
Floor,
yeah. And I know we're going to have it on someday to talk, and she has spoke about some mothers who women are very, very fit and very into their fitness.
I wouldn't have been into the gym now as much. I would have been more running. So strength and conditioning wouldn't have been my thing. Yeah. Because that was just too hard.
And we all go and expect, I remember me thinking, it has to be, and that I would have always said that time natural birth. And that nearly affected me when I look back, that word natural. So now we say vaginal, because a lot of our mothers are stuck at that. It really bothers them that then they're having to get a section.
When they're like, oh, you didn't have a normal birth.
Normal.
What's normal?
Normal? No, flip. No. Yeah, safe mummy, safe baby. But when you're first, you go in with that. I'm gonna have a normal birth for a natural birth, and then when you don't, you then
sticks out baiting yourself because you didn't get it right.
That's why I had an uncle of mine be like, "Geez, what was wrong? You couldn't have done it yourself." I was like, "What?" I said, "When you pop one out yourself, you can come back and tell me how easy it is."
But that's attitude, and that's wrong.
That's so wrong.
That's
if you want a section, go for it. It's your body, it's your choice, it's your baby.
Yeah.
You have to do whatever's right for you. But I wouldn't necessarily have thought that pre-keeving.
No. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Experiences, yeah.
Whereas with Era,
Caitlin,
you know, I had a good few one-to-ones with Jill, and I actually would have been friendly with the girl at the time who was a doula. She's like, it's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
But like now, she was
okay.
a bit different. She was different.
You said a good few one-to-ones with Jill.
Oh, sorry, Lisa. Sorry, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering.
I know.
It's a bit like me and all her names, the Wayne's names. It's a bit like you with our members of staff, because you have been a part of the organisation for a while, so I can understand. We forgive you, Pet. It's all right.
Thanks. You're well good.
I know, we're
right.
well good.
Okay.
Kira, I'll keep you right anyway.
I was like, Jill? Was that somebody else? Was there somebody? Who's Jill?
No, Lisa.
So I suppose we were talking there, I suppose a wee minute back there regarding the importance of the social media, the importance of the positive sides of the socials, of you are now doing the run, which fair, absolute, I just bow to you. I will not run. I can barely walk, and that is an issue.
I enjoy it.
Mary.
You're a runner all your life, aren't you?
I'm running over 25 years, like, you know, from school all the way up to now.
There's a title. You have a wee title, don't you? You have a running title, champion, national champion, or something?
No.
Do you not have something?
National
Do you not won awards or something when you were younger?
Oh, yeah, when I was younger, like different.
Wow.
Don't be shy. Come on.
No big major titles. And my sister would be the one that would have title. Does she have titles actually? My sister would run for Ireland.
Aye, but you've run well too now.
I've run well, but I would have no national titles now, no.
All right,
but it would always been kicking arse of ones.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
Medals and things like that. But
Well, you have medals in.
oh God, I have a couple of national medals,
see
but
the way,
not.
see the way us women just brush that.
Aye,
Not
but
really.
no national medals.
Yeah, I would have a national bronze.
She's more medals than me and Kira have.
I might have a holy medal. That's all I have.
No, I would have a national bronze that I won in 2019 with Finn Valley. Actually, yeah, I won it with Finn Valley, but we won it with Donegal.
Amazing.
Uh-huh.
So running was always a part of Áine and what kept Áine well.
Yeah.
And then you entered into motherhood, the hood.
Uh-huh. And then I found it hard to strike that balance.
Yes. And it is hard. Of course it is.
So hard.
Because somebody has to mind the child or, you know, what you did, and you know that what running is good for your mental and emotional well-being.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it was so funny. Like, Zara's thing is balloons. I'm like, how could you blow up all them balloons? That I could think of nothing worse. And then she's like, I think the same about running.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, she's like, you're just running, mine's balloons. And it's like, she finds balloons therapeutic. I'm like, I find running just like,
I remember the mommy banter event going in at the beginning, you know, that morning, and Zara was sitting on the floor, nearly in the yoga pose, and her blowing and sorting out the balloons, and I'm thinking, she was so zest.
yeah.
Is that the word?
Zen.
Thank you. Okay. She was so zest. Zesty too. She was so zen. And like, and that's where she just, because she's a theatre nurse, so she's, you know, she's busy, and that brings her calm. So it's like, what fills my cup won't fill yours.
No, and everyone's cup is individual.
And that's what's lovely
And
to
I
realise
think that has to be appreciated too.
Exactly.
There's sometimes you're like, why would you be doing that? I'm like, because I like it.
Yeah.
You know, yours might be reading a book. I like reading books, but not that
but
much.
no offence, but like, I don't see any runners out there that are happy when they're running. They're looking absolute agony, and no wonder they love going over the finish line. And it's like, yes,
I know. Sometimes you get over the line, you're like, thank God that's over.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh, should we book another race for next week?
And apparently, my husband would have running in the knees.
Running bug.
He had the running bug. Loved
you get
it.
the runner's high.
What's that called? Runner's high.
Runner's high.
Yeah, but his knees, he couldn't. There's a sore in your knees, Áine. Oh, not her. What was he's earlier than me? That's why God.
You're not wearing the right shoes.
But I've heard other ones saying it's sore in their knees.
Some would get sore knees. Some would get sore hips. I actually have a wee touch of plantar fasciitis at the minute, where it's like a muscle on your heel is pulling back, basically.
Plantar fasciitis.
That was a great first attempt. Well done.
I can't even say the basic
Don't
words.
ask us to spell it.
No,
ask
don't
me
even
either.
go there.
No, it's just a wee. It's just a sore heel, basically, and it's I think it's. I rolled my ankle a few weeks, so I think it's all stemming from that. But
Okay,
good shoes,
Good shoes. So if we've been around the country there, right? But if we bring it back through your journey with Support Together, you've always run. And then I suppose with having the children, there's been barriers there and trying to get out and stuff. But you have found now that running really is what fills your cup and what keeps you well.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just so happens that the Omagh Half's coming up this year, and you decided, right, I'm going to do it for Sport Together.
Yeah, yeah.
And already the fundraiser's up. We're using Enthuse, which is our platform for fundraising that we have on social media. And you've done your own campaign. You've set it up yourself, which is fantastic. And you have raised how much already?
There's 1,050 on the Enthuse. And then my good friend Gavin Winters won a competition, some farming competition for engineering.
Renewables.
He's Winters
stuff,
Renewables. He made a trailer. Oh my God, he's going to laugh this. I don't know what he done. It's something to do with engineered some trailer. And he won the prize. Money. And the prize was £500 and he donated to the fundraiser.
Amazing. And we still have the guts of a month.
There's 5 weeks left.
Yeah, there's 5 weeks left.
And then I have some cash donations at home as well.
That's fantastic.
So I think it's close to probably say about 1,700 now. Wow. Maybe I'm wrong.
I know, but how long on you? Your target was 500.
And you only put it up a week ago.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh, unreal. Like, it's so exciting because I know that there's like my family still have to donate. Mum's like, don't worry, I'll get to you. And Kevin's like, I'll sort you out. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like I get £2,000. Like I know what good that can do.
Yeah. That's it. That's my next bit. You know what good it can do because you've been a mommy and Sport Together. So you know the importance. Obviously, yes, we've got money from the National Lottery and we've got funded for a project.
But sure, we don't need to raise any more money if we got money from the National Lottery. So they tell us anyway out there.
I get so worked up with this too. I'd be like, that only covers a small portion. That just keeps, as I said earlier, the door just ajar. It doesn't keep the door all the way open.
No.
The charity does really rely on fundraising so that they can take on more mummies, do more for the mummies that are already there, pay for counselling.
Work with daddies,
work with some kids.
Yes.
The children, like the likes of my Fiona, get so much out of the charity.
Yes.
Like she talks about it. She has her own wee t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's so important to fundraise. And even if you can't donate, sharing, spreading that awareness. You don't know who'll be like, oh, that might have been me 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like my sister's having a baby in the next few months. And I'm like, this is for you too.
Yes.
The
future generations coming up.
This is it. Everyone's going to continue having babies.
Yeah.
Just not me.
Yeah. Or me.
You've done your bit.
I've done my bit. I have populated the world enough.
Yes, there's enough.
I remember that day did I have one of yours? Who did I have in my arms?
Cooan.
Didn't know whether to take it as a compliment or a bloody insult. But I had Cooan in the arms in the hub and you looked at me and goes, oh, Una, you'd make a great granny. I thought she was going to say you'd be a deadly mummy. Would you go again? Didn't even think of being a mummy. She went to the next level as a granny.
You're the same age as my mum.
I know, but I have to often forget myself there now, and I'm like, granny. It doesn't matter. I could be.
But she would be fantastic. She will be a fantastic granny.
No, not ready for that crack.
When
the
time's right.
You'll be all the fun and the crack that you be at and what you can bring in, and the Queen's can have fun with nothing.
I know.
But then your children also had that, so that's fantastic.
I know, but I'm just saying that day I thought coming out of your mouth would be mummy. I didn't expect granny. But you're right. So that's how I am.
Tune in next week where you'll hear Áine chat about running, fundraising, and having a bit of crack.
This was Fill Your Cuppa, the Support Together podcast, with me, Mrs. O, Ciara Una, my co-hosts Una Leonard and Gemma Cassidy. The podcast today was brought to you with thanks to our sponsor Supreme Motors NI and produced by 9874 Creative.